Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Good afternoon, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. How are you doing? I'm sure you're just back from church and you're with your plate of jollof rice with your cold drink. Or probably if you're like me, we're on a fast because we really want to tap into what the Lord is doing in this year. On today's show, this happens to be Christmas special edition. We are going to look at how far we have come as a company. On today's show, we're going to talk about the good memories we've had, the challenges we've had, and also discuss, our major goals for you, how we are going to serve you better in 2025. Joining me on today's hot seat is someone in whom his shoes are not even worthy to untie. But because today is Christmas, I'm very privileged to host the CEO of TAF Media Group in the person of Mr. Tony Afia. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Miriam. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
And to all of us.
Thank you, sir. So before I hit the ground running, how do you feel about today? I mean, for you, what does Christmas mean to you? Is it just like a normal day, or it's a special day like it is for me?
Well, under normal circumstances, it's a normal day, but for the purpose of today, it's like you're on fast. I didn't know. I'm not on fast, so it's a good day. It's the day that Christ was born.
Okay.
So it's a good day. It's a good day to sit back and relax and think about the past and the future.
Okay, so the essence of today's show, we're actually going to look at how far we have come as a company. We'll talk about our challenges and also use this opportunity to say a big shout out to all our clients. Now, just so you know, Planet FM is also joining us on today's conversation. Shortly, the phone lines will be displayed on the screen for you to call in and let us know tell us your appreciation message and all the goodwill messages that you have for us as a company. So turning now to you, sir. Okay, what would you say has been your most memorable moment in 2024?
Well, before I go into that, the real reason I came here today was to come in and thank the staff, thank our staff for being able to hold on to the year and all these other years that we've been in business. And then to especially thank our clients, our customers for the patronage. And because without these people, there's no way we would be on air. So I want to thank them and ask them as we go on, they need to please continue to watch us, listen to us, and be able to, we feel good when we see people come from different parts of the world and all of that. So I just want to come and thank them and hope that they continue to patronize us.
I don't know, but I'm just like to ask, do you have any favorite clients that you really want to give that shout out to?
No, everybody is basically the same. Everybody. There's no special.
So you don't have that one client that, you can't afford to lose
No, there's any day you come to advertise you, I'll make you my special client. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's, I have to thank everybody because if you can't really say, because it's not $1 million until you get the last penny in there. So if somebody comes in and pay you 999,000 naira without another one, or that one penny, there's no way you're going to be able to get $1 million. Okay. So I believe all of us are, each and every one, that are very important. Yes.
Okay, so in this year, how have you able to build client trust? What are those steps that you've taken to make sure that you show your clients that they are valuable and they are loved by us?
Well, I know that I've not done a lot of interviews this year as I usually do, maybe in the radio and all that. But it's part of the thing that I always come in here to talk about, to appreciate the client, to thank them for what they do. And because without them listening, we wouldn't have the TV, we wouldn't have the radios. And so I think they trust us because of the information that we give. The people use the media houses to get things that they may not have known to get it right. doing things, because we disseminate information, we teach people the right things, we interface with the government.
Okay.
We talk to whatever the government is not doing right for the people, we talk about it. And the same time, when the people go off on the government, we also tell them the right thing to do, the right process to go to government, not to come in and fight or do all some of the things that may not bring peace. So that's our job, and I think that we've been able to do that throughout our media houses, the 3 media houses that we have.
Okay, so let me bring you back to the first question I asked you earlier. I think you kind of skipped it. What is that most exciting moment in the company this year for you? Or do you have any exciting moment I can look back on and say, in the month of July, this happened, and I was super grateful for it? Now, this has to do with, Spectrum, Planet, and Tansu.
I know that when we did our anniversary,
okay,
this year,
yes,
and we did it, and we had to, basically it was June 9 when Planet first started. That's 11 years ago,
yeah,
and we've been able to now say, okay, from the year 2025, we're not going to celebrate Spectrum on November 1st. We're going to celebrate Tansu on August 15.
Okay.
That we're going to put it all together and do it on June 9. And the way we did it, and all the people that came in and all of that, we put it on video. It was very exciting, though. And that's something that I know that is not only going to cut costs, it's going to make people be able to at least be available for that particular day. And so that they know that June 9 we are going to celebrate. Whether we do it in a larger form or we do it in a little bit of minimal expenses, we know that that's the day that we celebrate as institution.
Okay, thank you so much. Of course, you know that in every good there is always, I don't want to use the word bad because he's a very positive person. But what would you say has been?
What did you say I was?
I know you're a positive person.
Okay.
I mean, everybody knows you as the A personality. With the slogan, I can never fail.
Okay.
So this year, what has been the most challenging times for you in the station? What are those things that, you've actually faced? And have you ever gotten to a point where you feel like, everybody just go home, go back to your father's house?
No, that will never happen, except by, as long as we look up to God and we're doing the stuff that we're doing, it will never happen that even if the whole place is wiped off, we still have a way to be back on air at any point in time, because we believe in God. We thank Him for all the things that He's done for us. But going back to this year, I know we've gone through a lot of issues, particularly the turbulence that we've had with the thunderstorms. So that's one thing that has really dragged us behind. But thank God that we've never been on air for more than radio. We always get back within hours.
Yes. But
I know this year at the same time, we had thunderstorm coming in. Maybe we are in the face of thunder. So we had it the first time, second time, third time, fourth time this year. And we've been facing destruction. Before we could fix the other stuff or buy a new one, another one has come. So anyway, since last month, I am facing this storm. That thunderstorm is not coming again. It can't beat us down. It can't mess us up like that. So we're going to face them. We're going to make sure that we do things to make sure it will never happen. Most people that talk to me would say, that's because the thing is in Iran. That's you shouldn't have put those things around. It's not Iran people that brought that thing on. It's the geographical area of this place probably brings thunderstorm. And then there's a lot of changes in the world now, the pollution, all of that. So a lot of things happen previous. People building houses, water not running where it's supposed to run. So all of that comes up. But our job is to face it, and I know we're going to face it. I know we're going to do that protection, and we'll do everything possible to make sure that we don't face that kind of trauma again. Okay,
so before I ask you the next question on my mind, do you think the Oran people actually possess the power to send thunder?
I'm an Oran person now. Why would I do that to myself? And then, I actually want to thank our community also. The community that we are, Ibiakuran, Emanoran, Oturan, the Triangle, that we are that for the protection that they give to us.
True.
Nobody has ever come here and tried to tamper with, stealing from us other than natural occurrences. So I want to thank you. You can come here, try to mess up with Oran. If you think that Oran people are doing something bad, know that they're doing something in the way of making sure that you cannot come here and mess up with our equipment or any of our stuff. Even during the masquerade period. You know, the masquerade, if you say you're planet, the masquerade will just give you a sign to go. But basically that, I don't know if I've answered your question.
Let's just keep it. Let's not shake the table because I still have stories to tell.
All right.
But then again, this particular question, I know you've answered it several times, but for the benefit of those just watching us today, everybody keeps asking, why did you bring Spectrum to Oran? Why didn't you take it out to maybe Uyo, Lagos, or anywhere? Why did you choose to still bring it back? And also, do you think that the location of the station has affected its profitability in any way?
Well, I want to put the explanation as to why did you put this thing in this location, this media house in this location. Because when you do, in business school, they teach you location for you to be profitable. But the thing is, whose location? Who makes the location? When some years back, Lagos was not as what it is now. So people go and put something there. Somebody would say, why did you put it in Lagos? At that time, we would say, oh, if you took it to maybe Ibadan, or maybe they put it in Ibadan, they said, you took it to Lagos. People made those places, and that's why I'm making this place. So I know that there's some other companies, indigenous building companies here, like I think a manufacturing company somewhere within the village. It's not done yet. So as you keep doing it, people will do. So I wouldn't say that, apart from the fact that I know that my people will benefit. Like, when we were growing up, a radio was in Lagos. You never would know what it was. People didn't have small, tiny radios. There were big radios that I know that we have a lot of fishing ports here. People will come back from fishing port. They carry big radios and cover clothes, and then they were enjoying, and then we would listen to those radios, those music from Santa Isabel and all that. But now you carry it in a small, tiny pin, and so things will change. I think in terms of the profit, business is not all about profit though. In business, sometimes you want to create something that will help people. It's a deferred gratification. If you defer your gratification, you get it in the future. Maybe it's not you, maybe your kids, maybe it's not all about money. It's about what we can do. For instance, when I lived in US, sometimes I have a get-together in my house. I invite people, maybe during Thanksgiving, maybe during Christmas or something. They come in there. People will come, oh, you cook so much food, people will not finish the food. They go because some of them have already eaten that thing or they have it. Some may even eat before they come to your house. So you have surplus of food. But that can never happen in this place. It cannot happen in Ibiako Rand that I come from. Let me forget about Akwa Ibom Uyo. That food will finish. So how exciting it is. So you come, you cook that thing, people will come. They eat it. Even the white people that say they don't eat bones, you see them in the restaurant, or they come to, let me take some bone for my dog. It's not true always. So. They take that bone and they eat it later in the night. So, but over here, people will break and massacre the bone right there.
We don't like waste. We don't waste things.
We don't waste food. So, and it's exciting for me to see that at least when they say you cannot kick for the village and so on.
Okay, so what about the clients? Do you think that because of the location of the station, it has affected the clients in any way?
Well, the technology is new. This coming up, new technology. Previously, it used to be you have to. Maybe you were not born that time, but I remember that even if you were not born, you should read books and see when they used to want to take picture. I know when we were growing up, my father was a teacher. We go, they want to take picture. They will bring camera that they cover black cloth and they say stand. You stand there, you don't move. But now you can jump, we catch you jumping. So the technology, yes, it might affect us a little bit right now, but we've developed technology that we call people in from US, from Russia, anywhere in the world, we can put them on the screen in Ibiako Rand. So with that technology, part of that technology is what we've been a little bit messed up with the thunder. So if we block the thunder, we can still bring clientele here. Not everybody that advertises here come here to even pay money. We don't even have the money is transferred into company's account. You send it by WhatsApp and all that is done. So we would like to have where people walk in and come when things are well within the environment. But it's good that it shouldn't really. I'm not going to be bothered about that.
Okay, I know you just talked about technology right now. Now, in what ways do you think TAF Media has actually adjusted to the modern technologies? Because, it's literally evolving. For my generation, they call us Gen Z. Most people say they don't really have time for, watching TV. Now, in what ways do you think that TAF Media has adjusted to stay relevant with the trending digital technologies available?
Well, even when we came in and established the TV, we've already done that. If we were expecting that we don't have that technology, we wouldn't even come to the village. We were depending on people that would come here before we could do interviews and all that. Okay. We have quality instruments here. We have quality equipment, and some of those equipment, they're not that I don't like Italian, but we got quality equipment that would be able to do stuff. So we have the Facebook, we have all these platforms that we are in there, and very soon that not like quality, you're going to have to be at home to watch TV. You watch TV now on your phone, on the media, all of those stuff. So we are up to date on that though, and we keep improving. Okay. As a matter of fact, there's one of the equipment that was messed up when we were there. That was now obsolete. We have to get another type which is more advanced. So that's basically we are up to date on that, and that's what we're going to keep going.
Okay, so I think I want to ask a more personal question, because you came from the banking sector. So I really want to know what was the vision behind stepping into the media world? I mean, have you always wanted to be in the media space, or something really caught your attention and you said, look, this is a problem and I'm going to solve it?
Yeah, those days are over that people used to say, okay, I went to law school, I must be in court. And I came from the finance industry, and I worked in that industry when I left school. And that's the more reason that I have to establish a business, because I wouldn't even advise anybody to start a business without finance background, without accounting background. So even if you were a lawyer, I would advise you go and take some accounting 101, maybe 102. But when I was in school, I studied finance and banking, and I've taken accounting all the way to 400 level accounting. So it helped me with the business. That's why sometimes you might see people that some people may not really want to come and work with me, because I have those figures on my head. I wouldn't forget figures. I can, so if you tell me what a certain amount, I will tell you what the percentage is without using my calculator and stuff. So when people go to school, you have a degree, you must not work in that field. But secondly, I've always said this also, I also wanted to make sure the government and the people would be able to live and work together. And that's why I actually went into media industry. That because I have suffered something that could have been that I paid for a media organization to actually do a broadcast, and they didn't do it because something else became more important than the money that I paid them. So I want to come in and make sure that the people and the government can work together.
Okay, so it's one question that I always ask, even though I'm very privileged to ask you directly today. With all that has happened, what makes you keep going? What motivates you? What is that one thing that, despite all that has happened, even me sometimes, right? I get stressed out, you have issues with your colleague, and, you feel like, I'm not doing this again. But I've never seen you fickle. I've never seen you look weak. I've never seen you exhausted. I mean, I've always known you to say, I can never fail. So what gives you the audacity? What motivates you to wake up every day and keep trying again and again and again?
Well, I am a type A personality, so I must always look. I do something that I call do it right the first time. You can't first if I come to see, like, this is the first time that I've asked you that I just walk in and say, hey, Miriam, you're going to be the one to interview me. If you do it wrong, it would be very difficult for you to get it back another time. So you do it right the first time. And so when I pessimistic, is for people that are very optimistic in their ways of doing stuff. So you can say, oh, I'm dying because my thunder, this broke that. Or maybe sometimes they say that, oh, the bank is not going to give you money. And then you say, I can go there because I will. When I see people, like for instance, people say, there's no money, I didn't go to school, I didn't go to university because there's no money. I asked him, did you take JAM? He said, no. Why didn't you take JAM first and see if you get admission and start asking 100 people on the road, I need help with my school fees. They might not give you the money, but they can pay the school. So you have to do something. Just don't say that I don't have money, that's why I'm not going to school. Because people are always that are willing to help to pay school fees for people, even before they say they want to send you to go and train on trade, on all of that. So, I don't know. Keep reminding me of your questions, though, because I have too many things on my head.
Okay. But I know that in Akwa Ibom, there's something called Etotok syndrome. I know that you've been in and out of the States, you've been in the US, you've been in Akwa Ibom. Do you think that it is true that we kind of have the small syndrome thingy going on in the States?
That generation is going. So the new generation, I think one former governor has talked about it and said they don't want that, the Etotok syndrome. They want people to expand and look at the future. And as we do, look at the edifice that we have for studio. Look at what we have. We have audience participation studio that can sit 150 people there and do a cinema and all of that. We've not even started expanding yet. We've not gotten to, we're starting. We will put all of those things together and it will be, I'm not into this small thing. Maybe it's just the word that they speak, but in the actual sense, okay, when you even say Etotok syndrome, if you go to functions, this same Akwa Ibom people that do Etotok syndrome, they now put food there, they carry the big one. Like Chino Achebe, so you will go there and you start eating. The Etotok syndrome, you won't eat small, though. You eat until you start seeing people on the other side. Which now I didn't know you were also on the feast. So they do Etotok syndrome when you ask them to do stuff. When you ask them to enjoy stuff, they don't do Etotok syndrome. And I don't want to even see Akwa Ibom as people. But look at the kind of houses that they build in Akwa Ibom. Is that Etotok syndrome? Massive houses, see competition, see what people are building in Akwa Ibom. See our roads. The way Akwa Ibom is developing is very fast. So it's not even a Etotok syndrome. The people that do it, I don't know, even when they say that, I don't think they really understand. The people, that's why we brought Tangsio. We're educating people in the villages to talk about that Etotok syndrome. So when they come in the morning to thank God, they say, my small God. So they said, no, you cannot say that. The God that you serve is huge and is ready to help you. So it's not a Etotok syndrome.
Okay. As a chairman of the company, I know that you've seen a lot. I mean, in the next, I think 12 or 13 years, you've worked with people who are not as optimistic as you are. You've worked with people who are smart but are a little bit lazy. So how are you able to carry everybody along, knowing fully well that we all have our different strengths and weaknesses?
Well, my job is to continue to educate people. There are people that will stay with us. There are people that will not accept what we do, the way we do things. But my job is not to tilt to people. My job is to see, I set up this thing and people have to follow me. But the good thing that I've done is that I also put a little bit of caveat into something that I said, okay, if you have a superior argument, I will listen. And if that superior argument is better than mine, I will accept it. If it doesn't come out right at the end, I will accept the defeat or the fall, because basically I'm the one that accepted that and believed that was a superior argument. So I will not blame you. So people will not actually follow me. All the people will not actually follow me, because I set up this thing. I had goals, aspirations. I put up things in place, and people that would not follow me, they will leave. But employment is at will. People that also wants to follow me, they will stay. And sometimes they will learn from that, because in the future, even if they continue to work here forever, they may be having their own businesses somewhere. Even the home that you live is a business segment, because when you marry, you have children there. Your child cannot come in and say at 8 a.m. your small child 8 p.m. and said, "Oh, I want to go and see somebody down the street." You will say no. And it cannot, you make sure that it doesn't go, because if anything happens, they blame you.
Yes.
So I have to make sure that if this business continues, because if it doesn't continue, guess what? They will not look for a medium. They would look for me. And I will be the only one standing by the tower there. And then there will be no planet, there will be no spectrum, there will be no time show. They will see a building. And that building is not the time show, it's not the planet, it's not the spectrum, it's the people that are there. So there cannot be one bad apple coming in. So my job is, I'm not even going on a 80%.
Okay.
I'm going on a 95.5%. I want, by the end of a certain period, I want to make sure that I have quality employees. I have quality employees, I have productive employees, and I'm also planning, like even the year that is coming, to make sure that the welfare of employees are better provided if we make the money. I have to set a certain amount of money to use on the welfare, like insurance, health insurance, like other things like that. So if I'm going to do all of that, the buck stops on me. So people have to listen to me. And if they think that I'm going the wrong way, they should come in and talk to me about it, and I will be able to listen. And I appreciate all those employees that stay, because it's not always good. Not that I'm never wrong, though. Sometimes I'm wrong. I hire people, people are being hired. Even men management say, I don't want this person. And I override it and they hire. Then that thing comes back bad. They will tell me, sir, you said we should do this. So I take the blame.
Okay, so how do you encourage, first off, I must really commend your leadership style. Sometimes it could really be hard for us, to be very honest, but then again, it pushes us to become better. So yeah, sometimes it could be hard, but then later, you get to see, what you're trying to do. But then again, how, in the process of trying to get the best, how do you ensure you do not, lose out on people who are slow to learn? Because everybody can't be in the same place with you. Not everybody is optimistic, like I said earlier. So how do you carry people along? How do you promote innovation? How do you encourage creativity in the face of trying to get everything right?
Yeah, sometimes what you see is on general meetings, but I also do have one-on-one with people. I have one-on-one with employees. Okay. Sometimes, let me even say it, if you post stuff out there and say you want, maybe looking for a job while you're here, I see them. And if, Emilio, did you post? I see them. And I will come to you and talk to you about it, because Rome was not built in a day. If you say, because when I do that, I'm going to go because I don't like, I tell you, look, this thing that you learn is not about TAF media. It's not that everything, yes, we send you out on training, you get training, you use it here, it's good for us. But overall, you are the one gaining. Because that thing is in your brain. You use it everywhere. So if you sit, my style may not be the best, but even like now, I keep doing evaluation as to my style of leadership. I'm looking at being a little bit more aggressive. As the year comes by.
Why?
Not that I'm going to fire people, no.
Well, why?
Yeah, because sometimes I think I've let loose and maybe allowed too much into managers.
So do you think that people take advantage of the kindness?
No, sometimes they may not know, but people just want to be, sometimes people just want to kick back. But you don't kick back. For instance, some people believe that Christmas you should be home, you shouldn't be working, but you're here. But so it has to do with your choice of career path. So if you now choose to be maybe a teacher, you'll be at home now, enjoying food, Christmas food and all that. But you're in the media, we never close, we're always on. So we shift people, some people work this holidays, another person works so. And then if sometimes I need to also check on my managers, because so that they don't make things. Maybe every time Emerion is always on Christmas Day working. What about this other XYZ? So these things has to shift. There's nothing like being favorite. You have to favor certain people and allow the other. That's why I'm saying I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive now, looking into what each and every staff are doing, even though there's internal checks. But I'm going to have to do that as the year go by, so that it's not because when I see that, I'll call you personally and talk to you.
So this particular question, I'm sent to ask this question.
Yeah.
So in case I get into trouble,
you won't get into trouble. I brought you here. I brought you here.
So literally everybody is checking their phones, expecting, if you're a civil servant, you're going to get what we call a number. So are we going to get a fiamba as staffs for the holiday? I was asked to,
what's a fiamba?
I mean, a bonus, Christmas bonus, the bag of rice, the yam.
Oh yeah, but all these years we've been doing that. The time that we used to buy oil, we buy this, we buy that, and share to employees. Maybe this year it might not be, and I was getting tired of buying oil and all of that. Sometimes I believe that you can just give cash and people go and buy whatever they want to buy. But don't compare me with the state government that's giving.
No, I'm not. Like I said, I was asked to come on.
But let me finish now. Don't compare me with those ones because I can't even stand the state government. They go to Abuja, they collect the oil money, and they have. We are enjoying all of those. But on private organizations, we can also do the same thing. But it's not, those are, for me, I believe it's good, but I also believe that there are other things that we can do for employees that is much better than sharing rice and all of that. We have some rice that we're going to share. I think your managers will do that. We're going to have some rice that we're going to share. But I just don't want people to come and buy oil. Even because I now look back and say, even those oil that we used to buy, such as oil, there's certain people that take a lot more than the main employees that really needs those stuff. I found out that certain people took a lot more because they're the one that have had access to it. So if I now say I'm going to give everybody one naira extra, so you cannot, nobody that's in charge that would do that, because it would go through an account and you get those things. So tell those people to continue. Are
you saying that you're going to convert this year's rice to cash?
Depending on what a cup of rice is, how much is a cup of rice? So when we finish the meeting, let me see who sent you to ask those questions. We are going to do something that makes employee happy, but also understand that we've had a very difficult year in terms of expenditure because of all the equipment that is being messing up and the cost of dollar now. This thing is not sold in naira. Well, like for instance, there's one of these small tiny thing that they gave me in a control room. They said it's bad, and I just checked it in Lagos. They said 625,000 naira, and we have 5 of them that is being bad, 5, and so 625,000 times 5. But now I call US and check. I think it's $85 each. If you multiply $85 by today's rate of 1,600, you know that it's very minimal compared to 625,000 naira. But unfortunately, I don't know what is happening with the Nigerian government. I've not been able to buy that thing because it was supposed to be shipped to us. They said they won't ship it to Nigeria. But if you want to have an address in Ghana, they will ship it to Ghana. So now I'm looking for somebody that is coming home. That's something that you can just put, you can pack them in. It's a small thing, it's not heavy. So it's the cost of doing business. So sometimes it would delay all the money that we could have used to make the employees very happy on the rise. But also remember that I put a little test on the employees the other day, and so many of them fell. Now, on last Sunday we had a Thanksgiving service, and because we always make that thing compulsory, so I told managers to put it on the staff forum and say, if you like to come for the Thanksgiving service, put your name on there. A lot of people that never want to come, they said they're not coming. So we had only about 27 people out of 100 and something people. But after they finished the kind of food that I ate in my house, so many of them are they're so disgusting that they didn't know that kind of food was going to come after that, because they didn't hear that we booked Ibom Icon. By the time we used to finish that thing, we booked Ibom Icon for to go and eat there, or maybe some other hotels and so, but we didn't talk about it. So they thought that it was just going to be that. Of course, when I host TAF, it would be quality food. So next year we may not use that.
Maybe next year we'll leave the country.
Probably, who knows?
Okay, so we're going to go on a short break now. You know, in case you're just joining us, this is Christmas special edition, and we are actually hanging out with the chairman of TAF Media Group. The phone lines will be up on the screen for you to call in. Let us know your congratulatory, your Christmas messages to us. Please do not hold back for any reason. And also to those at Planet FM, you are highly welcome to call in and join. We will reach out to you as soon as possible. Let's go on the quick break. We'll be right back.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Broadening your horizon is what every living being not only genuinely desires, but heartily pursues and intentionally invests in. For in the gathering of men, only those whose minds are in tune with the dynamics of the past, present, and future innovations, inventions, politics, and governance are respected. We are Spectrum Television, and broadening your horizon is our obsession. Rescan your decoder now to connect Spectrum Television on the frequency 12589, symbol rate 26250. That is frequency 12589, symbol rate 26250. Polarization horizontal, and join our online community at spectrumtvlive.ng. For further inquiries, please call 0704 158 5642 or 0704 541 7707. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Hello and welcome back. This is Christmas special edition on Spectrum TV. Also joining us is Planet FM on today's show. I said it earlier that we're going to look at how far we've come in 2024. We talked about the challenges, the achievements, and how far we are hoping to build TAF Media. And of course, I was on the show today. The CEO of TAF Media Group has been on the hot seat and answering so many questions. And I still have 30 more questions to ask him before we leave today. said. Anyway, the phone lines will be open in the next 5 minutes for you to call in and ask reasonable questions, because I know that some people can be very funny. Yeah, so the phone lines will be open for you to call in and also let us know your Christmas message to Planet, Tangsio, and Spectrum TV. Let us know how you feel about Spectrum TV, and let us know how you would like to be a part of us. So let me turn over to you now, sir. Let's talk about work-life balance, because to most people don't really know how to balance their life. I mean, looking at statistics, the last time I had a discussion on depression and well-being, we had a higher percentage of people who were depressed. So how are you able to, maintain a healthy work-life balance? And do you think that people in the company are emulating your healthy habits?
Well, yeah, sometimes, Rome was not built in a day. This thing that you see, I've worked in a high-profile company, a banking industry. I'm not talking about banking industry here. I'm talking about banking industry in the United States.
Okay.
That I've worked as assistant vice president of a bank, and you have targets. You have to meet target. You have to, if people are not doing well, you have to be able to. They even send me out. They send you out on management stuff. They send you out on training on how to fire people and still be the friends of those people and eat with them at the table that you're firing them, and have your savior for them to wipe their eyes, make them your friend. So they train you on all those things. So I don't expect most of the people that are here that have not been over too close to me to be like that. But at the same time, I've tried to, I'm believing that our staff knows, because even it's like you see, yes, I see some staff crying more than the bereaved sometimes. But for me, when those things happen, look, I really go to a very nice restaurant and have good food and sit back, and as long as I can have light at where I'm staying and my Wi-Fi is on, the TV is radio and the fridge is on, and then I would be fine, because look, crying about it will not make any difference. Those things are spoiled, those things are gone. Being emotional about it is not going to, well, they're not human. So you can buy, it's not like somebody died, but the equipment spoiled. If you have money or borrow money, you can get it again. So if you keep doing that, you'll be so emotional, you'll not be able to focus and see how things can be done better the next time. And even, like I'm saying, that we're going to secure the A thing to make sure that we don't get into all these things that we've been getting into. So I have meetings with staff. I try to tell them not to worry about a lot of things, but some of those things, we could have also avoided them.
Okay.
But because some of the people that work, they don't take this as their personal stuff. For instance, you might, if you go to most of your houses now, you left your apartment, you unplug things, and you come here. So because you think that when you come, something may spoil if NEPA sends light or PHED sends light, and it's too powerful, it could come in and break stuff. But here at work, you come in, sometimes I come in here very late in the night, the AC is running in your own department. Lights are all on, the socket are not turned off. Now, if thunder comes, there's so much that you can do, it blows up. So I keep telling people, do the needful. Treat it as your own personal thing.
Okay.
If you, I take a look at our Hilux the other day, I saw the sand on the carpet, the floor mat. I think there's a company in the US that developed some vacuum cleaner that it would bring out any outer of sand or dust in. I don't think even if we apply that thing on that Hilux, it would come out. Because people will go to muddy places and come in there and then they smash it on the. So I take a look at it. I take a look at the handle. You know where you handle the, like climb into the door. There's nowhere we touch that thing because it looks like there's so much infection already, bacterial infection already. Hopefully not virus that is on that place. So we can be better off if everybody treats anything in this organization as their own thing, and treat it as your own whatever belongs to the company is yours. So when they say, oh, it's a company thing now, it's not a company thing. Company is people. You unveil the thing, you see somebody there. So if you look at TAF Media Group, if you put a curtain and you unveil that curtain, you'll not see anything company. You see Tony Afia standing right there and the rest of members of the board of this organization. So if you go to your house and you, I heard something somebody said, if you unveil a home and you're married, it's your husband and you yourself are standing there. Husband and wife, they're standing there, so you're So if you leave the thing, and maybe because you're upset with your wife, you're upset with your husband, you leave those socket and said, okay, your husband will buy it.
Okay.
It's you now. When he buys that thing, the money that he could have given to you or the children's is gone. So it's a management style. The way that you think about yourself is the way that you should think about the company that you work for and your own home.
Okay, so the phone lines to call in is 0704 541 7707. I'm going to call in again, 0704 541 7707. I'm going to call it again for the third time just in case you are carried away with your jollof rice. It's 0704 541 7707. Now somebody asked, why should I call in? Actually, let us get to know your congratulatory message to TAF Media Group, your wishes for us, and how well you want us to serve you better. Actually, of course, if you've been watching us for the past 30 minutes, you know we've actually been talking about the challenges, the achievements, and also the plans for next year, which that will be my next question. But then, like I would always say, I was asked to ask you this question. What do you think about office politics in a company? And do you think that you have a favorite staff? Is it true?
All the productive staff are my favorite. I don't have a particular one person. Well, there are a couple of staff that are my friends. They've been here forever. And what creates that friendship? People may not know. They might think that, it's just like that staff. That staff is highly productive. If you now see their target, have they met their sales target? Yes. Have they met their work target? Yes. Are they help saving the company? Did they leave their light on? No. Did they protect the company outside? When people say certain things about the company, did they go out there and say, no, this is not it?
Okay,
this is what it is?
Sorry, I think we have a first call for the day. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Ravi from Kaduna State.
Okay. Can we hear your message?
Or your question?
You say?
Your message or your question. Do you have a message for us or a question?
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Okay. I can hear you very well.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so do you have a question for us or a message?
No, not a question. It is very, very interesting.
Okay.
It's very interesting, this program. That is why I decided to call.
Okay, thank you so much for being a part of today's show.
No, I don't have any question to say.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, that's to say that the phone line is also open for you, 0704 541 7707, 0704 541 7707. You can call us from anywhere in the world and we will get back to you. Actually, I really don't want him to skip that question. So are you trying to say that if I meet my sales target, I could become your favorite staff?
No, it's not all about sales. Did I not say that they defend the company, they treat things in this place?
Sorry to cut you short. Okay. People have a thing about office politics. Do you know what that means?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I always say that I'm not a politician.
Okay.
I have politicians as friends, but I don't really know what they do.
And you've never heard this before?
No, office politics. Yeah. I don't know. It might mean different things. What does it mean for you?
I don't know.
No, but
I
no.
was asked to ask you. So.
No, ask those people that asked you to ask me, what is it? What exactly the office politics? Like you would like a particular person more than the other one? Is that what it is?
Maybe after this show, I'll get back to them because actually I was sent.
So for next year briefing? No, but no, there's nothing like really office politics. People that always find excuses for things would say it's all about politics. And people like, for instance, in the world, people said like, we have this edifice here. They say, oh, Tony Afia is always lucky. Have you asked them what I do at night, that I would be sitting on the computer and looking for certain things, or maybe I would be on the phone with somebody talking, how do I get this, or maybe I would look for finances, money to, like for instance, when we started Planet FM, we didn't even have 1,000 naira in our account.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining us. Please, what's your name?
My name is Mr. Chuku. I'm calling from Ujura here.
Ijujwa. Okay, please, do you have a message or a question for us?
I have a question.
Okay.
And my question goes to the MD.
Okay.
So, as MD, and I love the interactive station, the discussion we have in that. Is she comfortable? The way the position is seeing the radio, the studio, is she comfortable with it? Is it in line with the vision?
Okay.
As the managing director.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Is this not the standard of that radio to work to the vision he has for the organization?
Okay, thank you so much. I think I would like you to sit back and hear him answer the question himself.
Okay.
What exactly did he say?
So he's trying to say, are you comfortable with, I think he just joined in because I know you answered the question earlier. So he's saying, are you comfortable with the positioning where Planet is? Does it align with your vision? Is this what you wanted? Because, see, I've heard rumors that the reason why you came here, like I always say, I was asked to come, okay, because I don't want to be sarcastic after this.
No, they won't be sarcastic. No, so seriously.
So I heard that the reason you came here was because the land was cheaper. So that's why he's asking, is this what you really wanted, or it was circumstances that made you choose here?
The land was cheaper. But do you know that one of the walls of the TV station here, I mean, the walls of, do you know okay, I can take a certain length of wall in the TV station that we're building here now. That cost of that wall would have bought any land as big as the land that we have here, the extra land that we have here, we're not. But when you see the exactly where the TV station is and the radio, those the few buildings, they're not. I could buy those land and reduce the size of maybe the TV itself. So it's not because the land was cheaper. I even have land already in Uyo. I have over 3,500 square meters of land in a wet housing. I could have put it there. There's more than enough land. I had it before I started it here. At the point, somebody said at that time they approved it for me to have the radio there. I could have had it there, and I have a building there that I could have put up the TV. So it's not about land. It's about the community. It's about reinvestment, about giving back to your community.
Okay.
Because this is what it is. The people that come here, even the primary school here in Ibiakuran that come here and they tour this place, you see how exciting it is for those children that come here. And maybe they would not have come, but maybe they would be going to some places. So it's not about cheap land. That's not a good argument. It's not about cheap land. And it's not a family land. My family has a huge land in this place. I didn't get it from the family. I bought the land by myself. And I started buying this land when I was even going to school. My plan at that time was to come and build a huge house of my own, live here. But now I didn't buy. Some things changed. I ended up putting it here. So I bought this land. There are times that I had a very small land like the stage here. When people finally knew that I was buying land, at that time I had 300,000, 400,000. When land in the village here was selling to other people at maybe 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, and the way they count the money, they fold the money. You know, they count 5511 naira, they fold it with that one and count another one. But my own, I had to do a transfer or carry in a big bucket.
God.
So that's what it is.
Okay, so it's almost time for us to go. I have two questions. What is the biggest challenge that the media space is facing generally, and how do you think TAF Media we are working towards, dealing with those challenges?
Well, I think generally the freedom of the media, I think that government should allow media to be more freer, like is happening in the Western world. Then here we still have certain restrictions in the media that it should not be. Like, for instance, you cannot advertise a law office, you cannot advertise accounting office. All that for what? We should be able to do that. Accounting office, law office is being advertised. There's still certain restrictions. Does it really make sense? They need to look back. Thank God now we've just got some lawsuit that they won, that we're not going to be getting all those unnecessary fines that NBC used to fine us. So, and then they now would ask us to come and pay 2.5% of our gross revenue. When you take 2.5% of a gross revenue, so like, for instance, now if we get 100,000, NBC takes 2.5% of the gross revenue, and then they don't even know the cost of you getting that 100,000. And then what else have they done for us to be able to gain? Then agencies will come and advertise, collect money from manufacturers, advertise, and then run away, separate the station, the offices. You don't see them again. They won't pay you after you run all those expenses. For instance, we lost out about a couple of years ago. Some company gave us something to run, and they accumulated to 8.5 million, and then they didn't pay. Did NBC come to help us? Every day they will have a meeting going on as to now they want to stop so and so. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I stand corrected. I think there's a law now that people have gone to court, DSTV has gone to court and trying to. So it's the freedom, the way that people will come and advertise stuff in the media and you don't pay you, and then they calculate one calculation over the calculation of the other one, and then at the end, where do you get money to pay your staff? Where do you get money to replace your equipment? And so sometimes people don't understand. They might see somebody bring us, let's say, 1 million. They say, we have 1 million. Why didn't they do this? Did they know that with that 1 million, FIRS will come, Board of Internal Revenue will come, everybody will come, even on our bad roads here. You see them come on brand new cars while our own cars are raggedy. They don't think, how do we have the enabling environment to do things? I didn't think you're going to bring me into this area. These are the areas that gets me very frustrated in this business. But it doesn't make me change my mind about the love of the media. Yeah. So.
Okay, so I don't know if this is my last question, because you never can tell. In what ways do you want the government to help, or do you need any help at all?
Well, everybody always wants help, but all I really want from government is the enabling environment. Give us the road, give us the electricity, make the electricity a little bit cheaper for the businesses, make things cheaper for us to be able, the cost of doing business to be lower, so that we can have extra money to help our employees and get employee retention. So because if we don't have that employee retention, we keep having these fluctuating things, it is not working for a business. So business will keep going. We would like to pay people. I personally would like to pay a staff that can produce. Okay, if I'm paying you, for instance, 100,000 naira a month, you should be able to produce minimum 300,000. So I would take 100,000 and put in and keep it for maybe for future reinvestment. Take the other one and put it for overhead and pay you the other 100,000. The overhead cost is very high. The capital investment, we do not have money for capital reinvestment. So, but if you don't do that, if the government not giving us an enabling environment, how do we even have employees to do that, to even be able to get things done? We need electricity to go down. We need roads. We need things that would make things work.
Okay, so my last question, I've actually covered.
You always have last question.
I've covered my pain. I've covered my pain. So, I was asked to, I was sent. People want to see us on a larger platform. What is the plan? Are we going to go on a larger platform next year? And what's your last message to the audience?
Yeah, we will go on a larger platform. We have already applied. We are working on it. That's where you say politics also. We will be there. The room was not built in a day. I've
Sorry,
spoken.
when you say politics, what does that mean?
When you say
When you say politics, what does that mean? Is it
like you said, office politics. So there's also platform politics. Okay.
Oh, so you know the politics.
So, but we applied. So one day we will be there.
Okay.
It's not about, for me, I'm not even worried about that one yet because I think I can get that one. All I want is the employee, I want quality employees, I want programming to be stabilized. I want to make sure that today you don't have another voice and tomorrow you have another face and all of that. When all those things are in place, you'll be on that platform, you will get more advertisement and so on and so forth. So we need to do the in-house job. We need to get the right employees, and even those certain employees that are not good enough, we need to train them. If we train them and they're still not good, we need to send them, maybe have them do another type of job, and maybe people that are not supposed to be, everybody that applies to job in this media organization, they want to be on the microphone.
Yes.
If not microphone, they want to be on air to people to see them. But there's a lot more job. I'm sure they don't even know what is behind the scene. So we just want to have those quality people. But for our listeners and our viewers, I beg of you, just do business with us. Because when you do business with us, we will improve. Our employees would be happy. You also would be happy because you will be seeing things that you would not even... It would take you even more information, even education, things that would take you a longer time. Maybe you would not even have found it in your lifetime. We have a lot of people that research stuff here. I always tell my staff here that, look, don't let any person come here and know more than you do. So we do a lot of research, but where do we get money to do that? When you do the advertisement, where do you advertise your product? And when you advertise your product, you're going to sell more. You're going to make more money. Don't let people tell you that, because it's too expensive. Don't advertise. Advertisement, if there's no advertisement, nobody will know about your product. That's what the media is all about, apart from the fact that we're educating you on how to live a life and how to manage government and how government should manage you, and a whole lot more.
We are out of time, so I'm going to reserve the next question for 2025. Thank you so much for being a part of today's show. I'm sure that you learned a lot. I mean, the way my chairman was just talking, I just have that feeling that somehow, my account will fail it because I think I've been productive. If you match up with what the HOP used to say, I can't wait for Mr. Bladin to tell me in the next postmortem meeting that I am a productive staff. Thank you so much for being a part of today's Christmas special edition. We love you so much and we hold you in high regard. My name is Emedion James. See you guys by 3 p.m. on Worldview. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.